Is Ariel going to defend? Will he go inside? Will he go outside? Well, there you go. Walker to the outside, going to try and swoop this way round, the long way round. Can he make it stick? Can he get that 96 home to first place as they're still side by side through Blanchimont? Walker just ahead here, and Ariel just tucks back in, and a bit of damage, bit of contact onto the brakes. But Ariel's on the outside, he tries to swoop around, nearly loses the rear, collects it, but Walker's on the outside. The short run to the line, he's squeezed by Ariel. Who's going to get it? They're side by side, it's going to go anyway, and 400 second at the line.
decide who wins the race. Nobody has been able to keep pace with them all season long. They are neck and neck as they come up to the Curva Grande, and it's hard to tell who has got the advantage on this one until they get to the braking, where Tolinen looks like it's Partanen, excuse me, on the left-hand side, who has the inside of the first apex. He cuts very deeply onto that. Hopefully he didn't get a cut course. He did not, but they're still wheel-to-wheel as they come off the corner. Outside, once again, to Partanen.
And now Partanen has an axle ahead of Jukka Tolinen, but the second Lesmo's still a right-hander. Who gets the better exit? It looks like it's going to be a drag race, but Pauli Partanen edges ahead. He's going to stay on the left side of the racetrack. Jukka Tolinen give and tow.
Wheel spin for Tolan and really put paid to that one. Could not get the power down. Tries to break around the outside like his teammate did last time and pulls the same move back on him. You can do it, I can do it better. As they come off of Ascari, what's it going to be? Down into Parabolica. Will this decide the winner, or is Tolanen taking it with that outside move? He covers the inside, coming down to the braking zone of the final turn. Deep into it, Partanen is able to get himself slightly ahead. Who is going to be able to take it at the line? Who's got the better run? It's a drag race all the way to it. They are neck and neck once again as they cross the line. Partanen is going to be your winner.
2/100ths of a second around the outside of the Parabolica, the final turn.
Rear ring of Brandon Howe. He moves to the inside. White flag in the air from Indianapolis. And Nick Olsen, a 2-for-1. It is for P1.
What a move by Nick Olsen, but I think he might have made that move a little too early. I think whoever's going to be leading in the 3 and off of turn number 4 is going to end up finishing second or third.
It's been a back and forth fight all evening long. Now there are 3 cars looking for the win. Brandon Howe makes a charge in the middle, 3 wide. But can he hold it on for much longer? Here in the Highland Homes Roofing 500K. Final corner from Indianapolis. Deucer tries his dearest. Olsen gets to the back bumper of Howe. 3 wide to the line.
Wow.
Half a yard of brakes. It is Nick Olsen by 8/1000ths of a second. Nick Olsen is a Monday Night Racing winner.
That's a heck of a job by Nick Olsen. I told you, he was in third place off turn. He was in third place at pit road entry, and he won the freaking race. That's unbelievable.
It is championship night here on this Thursday evening as we welcome you live on Ultimate Dirt TV, live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network for championship night for the Thursday Night Thunder, Gambler Motorsports and Top Notch Trucking 358 Modifieds. Tonight we come to the house that Earl built, Rossburg, Ohio's Eldora Speedway, for what is the final night of the season. And well, it all comes down to this, as to see who will be crowned your champion of the Top Notch Trucking 358 Modified Division. Tonight, we come into tonight with a tie on the points, and with 25 cars signing into the virtual pit area, we wait in anticipation to see who will be crowned your Top Notch Trucking 358 Modified Champion. Tonight, it is tied between Anthony Morano and Isaac Salas. Salas has 4 wins on the season. Morano has 3. 2 wins to Blake Chapman, who finds himself 4th in the point standings. Patrick Spangler is 3rd. Then you go down the line, Dylan Kinsey, Logan Wenz, and Dean Reynolds are going to make up the top 7 drivers. But with that being said, we're not too far away from rolling into what will be the first of 4 heat races here. We should have 4 heat races. Yes, 4 heat races on the program to determine who will start on pole of your 30-lap main event. How it's all going to work with 25 cars signing into the pits. There'll be 4 heats, 8 laps, top 4 will go through to the main event. All the other drivers will get locked into your B main. And then from that one, we'll take everybody, all barring 1 car. Let's take a look right now at your starting grid from tonight's Eldora Speedway heat race number 1, lining up on the racetrack, and it's going to be Bob DeGood in the 7 machine to the pole position. Brandon Templeton, car 31, driving the dirt track bank entry. He will start from position number 2. We go back to the second row inside from position number 3, the Fusion setup shop number 110 machine. That is Kelly Wheeler to the outside, driving the ATR 397 entry. Alec Pomelo from 4. From 5, it's the 1 machine of Zachary Bardsley. From 6, it's the 513 of Jeffrey Barker. And from 7, he's got a bit of work to do here tonight. It's Isaac Salas in the 5 machine. We get ready to go racing here at Eldora Speedway. Championship night is upon us. Safety car is in, and we're ready to go racing up for corner number 4. DeGood Templeton, winner of this one, will start pole position of the 30-lap main event, and championship night is kicked off here as Bob DeGood leads him down through turn number 1. Up for turn number 2, he's got the lead right now. Templeton rides back there in the 3rd position. Meanwhile, Kelly Wheeler, Alex Pomelo go wheel to wheel for that 3rd and 4th position. Then Isaac Salas who started in the 7th spot, has now found his way to position number 5. Wheeler trying to look low there on the inside of the 31 car. Brandon Templeton, your top 4. Now make a top 5 on screen as Templeton hits the cushion right in the center. 3 and 4 now coming up. The race leader, Bob DeGood. DeGood goes right through the middle of the racetrack through turn number 1. Down to the inside he goes off turn number 2. You've got a new leader down the back straight away. Brandon Templeton and Isaac Sellers have seen that happen. He goes, okay, I'm going to go upstairs. He needs to put the 5 directly into the show. Not sure where Anthony Morano is going to be situated in this one, but right now, here comes Salas around the outside of Pomelo. 4 feature wins this season so far. Looking for feature win number 5 here tonight in the top-notch trucking 358 modified division. Oh boy, the top side is just going to be left high wide. It's going to be left up all free for the 5 machine. And Salas is going to sweep around the outside of not 1, not 2, but about to be 3 cars. Pomelo to the inside. Oh no, DeGood, Salas come together. And because there's no cautions in heat racing action, unfortunately, Salas and DeGood will be headed to a B main. That'll put Jeffrey Barker in the 4th and final transfer position with Brandon Templeton. 2 laps left to run here in the opening heat race of the night. 4 heats on the program. 16 will get locked in from your heats, and then the next 8 of 9 cars will come from the B main. Wheeler closing in on Pomelo as Bardsley tried to throw it deep into turns 3 and 4. Nearly caught the rear bumper of the 513 car. Jeffrey Barker, but the white flag is out. 1 lap left to go. Down the back straight away for the final time. Into corner number 3. Up for corner number 4. Brandon Templeton victorious in heat race number 1. Second we go to Alex Pomelo. Third at the line it's going to be Kelly Wheeler. 4th will be Jeffrey Barker. Let's quickly take a look at those results up on screen. Top 4, Templeton, Pomelo, Wheeler and Barker confirmed going to the show. Bardsley, DeGood, Salas, well, off to a B main they go. Heat number 2 lining up like this. Joe Canellis lines up the 22, the Mission 22 machine. Number 1 from position number 1. From 2 in car 75, Stephen Bixler. Going out of position number 3 in car number 2, driving the Slate Electrical entry, that is Alan Slate. To the outside from 4, driving the Venom Racing number 93 machine, Jason Butterfield. And you go back to your 3rd and final row inside from position number 5, driving the Redline Race Designs 56 machine, that is Randy Shrees. To the outside, tied with Isaac Sellers for the points lead from position number 6, car number 32 of Anthony Morano. Well, we just seen Isaac Salas. Just seen Salas unfortunately missed a direct transfer to the main event after having starting shotgun to the back of the field. Let's see what Anthony Morano can do. Will the pressure be lifted off and the weight off the shoulders of that 32 machine? 3 feature wins this season for Morano. Meanwhile, Canellis and Bixler go side by side for the race lead. Bixler on the outside of the 75 machine. Canellis, here comes Slate in that number 2 machine. Here is Morano moving into position number 4. Go back to Shrees and Butterfield, the 2 cars on the outside looking in. Less than 1 second separating your 6 cars for heat race number 2. Canellis still the race leader over Stephen Bixler. Canellis good on the low side. Here comes Slate through the middle, 3 wide, almost off turn number 2 if you don't mind. Meanwhile, Bixler gets clear of Slate and Morano, and Shrees is all over the back of Slate and Morano through turn number 3 and off for turn number 4. Here comes Morano. Coming after the 75 goes Stephen Bixler. Now here comes Alan Slade around the outside. Alan Slade in the Slade Electrical number 2 machine has found his way to position number 3, but that will give Anthony Morano the runner-up position. Bixler back there in 4th position. Here comes Jason Butterfield. We're going to make it a 3-way there. It's 3 wide through turn number 1, off for turn number 2, and we're still 2 wide. Slate Morano, door panel to door panel as they work down the back straight away. Butterfield to the inside, making a 3 wide for a split second. Butterfield up to position number 4. Bixler's fallen back to dead last in 6th position. Slide job by Slate on Morano. Morano turns it back underneath him down the back straight away. Joe Canellis, look out. You've got Slate and Morano closing into the rear bumper of the number 1 machine, the Mission 22. And Alan Slate will lead what is lap number 7 with 2 to run. Slate from the 3rd starting position. Meanwhile, from the man that started 6 in heat race number 2, tied for the championship lead, the 32 machine has just got to put one more lap to put himself into the big dance and put himself starting from position number 6. Even better right now, because with Slade catching the wall, there's a chance that Anthony Morano will start outside front row. Who's it going to be? Morano, Slade, Morano. I think Morano's got there. Oh boy, what a finish to heat race number 2. We'll have to see what happens here with the official results. Let's bring those up for you right now. Heat number 2 done and dusted for the night. Morano gets the win by 0.015 of a second. He will start outside front row of tonight's main event. Slate, Canellis and Trees going to the big dance. Butterfield, Bixler off to the last chance. Showdown they go. Heat number 3, Gary Sigel-Coe to the pole position to the outside of the front row. Brian Dickens. Row number 2 from position number 3, it's Jeff Sharp in car number 28 to the outside from 4, the 29 of William Richardson. And your fifth and sixth final starters for this one from position number 5, it's Michael Vecchio in the 007 machine from 6. In car 4, it's Scott Raomi. Heat number 3 of 4. Who will be victorious in this one? Again, another 8 laps, another 4 cars to transfer. Don't forget, we'll have Yaris in trackside, big block modifieds. After this one, oh boy, Sigel-Coe in the 25 machine. Around he goes down into 1. Vecchio catches the back end of that one. So that'll give Dickens, Richardson, Sharp, and Raomi the 4 transfer positions, because they've got, Raomi's got nearly a little over 2 seconds. In fact, it's 2.1 to 2.2 seconds over Michael Vecchio in 3rd position. I'll get that eventually. In 5th position. Watching 2nd and 3rd on screen, and 4th right there, Sharp, Richardson and Raomi. Raomi in the inside of the 4 machine gets by the 29 of William Richardson. And now coming up, the runner-up driver, Jeff Sharp in car number 28. Richardson, not once but twice, just having a taste of the concrete wall. Let me tell you, it doesn't taste all that nice. Meanwhile, Brian Dickens in the 122 machine, leading this one. Raomi and Sharp side by side through turn number 1, off for turn number 2. Give it to Jeff Sharp, who's got clear in the 28 machine. But Raomi's going to fight back down to the inside. Into turns 3, off for 4. Brian Dickens still your race leader over Jeff Sharp in 2nd. Scott Raomi 3rd. Then you go back to William Richardson in 4th. Michael Vecchio 1.8 seconds behind William Richardson now, so he's closed in. But I think 1.8 seconds in just 3 laps is a little bit ludicrous for Michael Vecchio if he wants to get a direct transfer into this one. Otherwise, he'll have to come from the last chance showdown. And right now, Brian Dickens is out in front with just 2 laps left to run. Jeff Sharp, Scott Raomi, they are closing into the back of the 122 machine. But the Dirt Track Bank 122 car leads one more time down the back straightaway for the penultimate time. And for these 6 drivers, they've got 1 lap left to go in the final heat race of their season, the fall season, week number 12. Brian Dickens looking to go to victory lane here at the Eldora Speedway in heat race number 3. He's already got through turns 3 and about to come off turn number 4. He's going to start position number 3 in the main event. Jeff Sharp home in 2nd, Scott Raomi 3rd. Then you go back to William Richardson in 4th. 5th will be Michael Vecchio, and then Gary Sigel-Coe to make up the 6 starters and the 6 finishers here in heat race number 3. Let's take a look at your official results coming up on screen. Brian Dickens gets the win over Jeff Sharp, Scott Raomi and William Richardson. No post-race penalties. Michael Vecchio and Gary Sigel-Coe. Well, we'll see those drivers in about 3 to 4 minutes time for B-Main. But heat race number 4 lining up like this, and it's the number 7 machine of Samuel Backman to the pole position. To the outside of the front row, the 218 machine of Kurt Schatzer from 2. From position number 3, driving car number 39, it's Patrick Spangler. From 4, it's the 14 of Brennan Lacey. From position number 5, the 99 of Gavin Chatham to the outside, Joseph Musso in car 63 will line up out of position number 6. Final heat race of the night, the top-notch striking 358 modifieds. Here on Championship Night, Barney the R-Racing flag with always the green flag. And we are underway here in the final heat race of the season and of the year for the 358 modifieds. I should say the season. 3 wide, Spangler up the inside of Bachman and Schatzer. Spangler caught the wall down into turn number 3. Could that cost him there? Lap number 1 belongs to Samuel Bachman in the 7 machine. Again, we go 3 wide. Brennan Lacey almost trying to make it 4 wide, but it's still going to be 3 wide down the back straight away for the race lead. Spangler good on the low side of the raceway. Something different to what we've seen in the past, in the first 3 heat races, I should say. Schatzer. Here he comes, closing in on the outside of the 7 machine of Samuel Bachman. And now here comes Brennan Lacey, Gavin Chatham, along with Joseph Musso, the 2 cars to miss out at the moment. Oh boy, Lacey and Schatzer catch a wall. They contact with each other. Lacey then caught the wall, moved Gavin Chatham into a final transfer spot, but not for long because now Joseph Musso in the 63, he's found himself into a transfer spot. Slider from Schatzer on Lacey, on Bachman, sorry, that is. Bachman turned it back underneath. Now Bachman, he's going to throw it back at Schatzer into turn number 1. Schatzer now going to have to come off the concrete wall and come down the racetrack. Here comes Brennan Lacey one more time. 3 to run, final heat race of the top-notch shocking 358 modified division on Gambler Motorsports and Thursday Night Thunder Championship evening. Lacey around the outside of Kurt Schatzer. Samuel Bachman. Oh, talk about going from the in-house to the out-house right now. Schatzer with a slider, parks it right on the snoot of the 14 car. Brennan Lacey, now Joseph Musso. Spangler's walked away with this one. A lap and a half to go for Patrick Spangler. Spangler, Schatzer, Musso and Lacey. Musso and Lacey on screen in 3rd and 4th position. Chatham and Bachman, well, looks like they could be going to the B main. Schatzer again got some company right now with Brennan Lacey. Boy, Lacey's been super quick right now. Lacey, Schatzer caught the wall down the back straightaway into 3 and 4 for the final time. Patrick Spangler gets the final heat win of the night. Brennan Lacey 2nd, 3rd. I've got Kurt Schatzer, Joseph Musso 4th. Gavin Chatham to come home in position number 5. Let's take a look at the results. Here they are on screen. Spangler, Lacey, Schatzer and Musso go to the show. Chatham and Bachman off to the B main. We see them. Speaking of the B mains, up it comes next with 9 cars doing battle for what is 8 transfer positions. Zachary Bardsley on the pole position to the outside of the front row from position number 2. The 93 of Jason Butterfield. 2nd row inside and outside from position number 3, driving the 007 machine. That's Michael Vecchio from 4, the 99 of Gavin Chatham. From position number 5 in car number 7, this Bob DeGood. And from 6, car 75 of Stephen Bixler. And the final 3 positions from position number 7, Gary Siegelco in car number 25, and to the outside from position number 8 in car number 7, Samuel Bachman. And the final man in tonight's last chance qualifier, you'll know as your consolation race. He is going for a championship tonight, and he's up against the man that starts outside the front row of tonight's main event. But right now from position number 9, driving car number 5, Isaac Salas. Boy, how do you think the nerves are going right now for the 5 machine? He knows that in 10 or less laps, he's either going to the big dance or he's going to watch the championship slip away from his grasp. Green flag is out. Parsley putting the move there on Jason Butterfield already. Now here comes Gavin Chatham in the 99 machine. Chatham showed some good speed. So Bardsley, boy, that car looks get just a fair bit tight through the center of turn number 3 and 4, but Jason Butterfield leading the opening lap, although not for long because Bardsley has gone into the race lead. Chatham now into the runner-up position. Keep an eye on the 5 machine. 3 wide. Oh no! Salas, he caught a break with that one. Pixel was 3 wide. Now it's the battle of the 7 machines. Bob DeGood, Samuel Backman, 5th and 6th and 7th position. Butterfield trying the inside, so was Gavin Chatham. Taking a leaf out of the Patrick Spangler Training Wheels Racing number 39 machines playbook from the last heat race, where he was able to go to victory lane. 4 down at the completion of this lap. 6 laps left to go. B-Main, the only B-Main also known as your consolation race. Bardsley into the concrete wall one more time in the middle of the back straightaway as Gavin Chatham got on by. So the 8 starting positions. The winner will start 17th. And then the 8th and final transferee will start position number 24. So from 17 to 24. Look out, Barnes into the concrete wall once again as meanwhile Michael Vecchio closes in looking for a podium here in your B-Main. The Venom Racing number 93 machine of Jason Butterfield holds the runner-up position for the moment, but here comes Zachary Barsley one more time in the 1 machine. To the inside he goes down the front straightaway. 1.5 miles to go around the Eldora Speedway. Again, you are watching Ultimate Dirt TV and the Coast to Coast Racing Network's coverage of the Gambler Motorsports Thursday Night Thunder. It is championship night here for the Top Notch Trucking 358 Modified Division. Bardsley and Butterfield continue to go at it right now. But it's all Gavin Chatham out in front by over a 1 second lead as he works his way down the front straightaway. The white flag is out. One final time for these drivers. 9 of them took to the racetrack. 8 of them are going to go through to your A-Main. Contested over 30 laps. Up for turn number 4. Gavin Chatham, he's booked his ticket to the main event. Jason Butterfield has also punched a ticket along with Zachary Bardsley, Michael Vecchio, Isaac Salas, who has to come from position number 21. And it is not done with just yet for these guys. We'll quickly take a look at the results here. Chatham, Butterfield, Bardsley, Vecchio, Salas, your top 5 to good. Bixler and Backman get the 8 spots for Gary Siegelco. Unfortunately, his night is done and dusted. With that being said, we'll take this opportunity right now to step aside here on Ultimate Dirt TV and on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. We'll be back in just a few moments' time with your main event.
How about the reverse for Lucy Olsen? She has her first point.
Yeah, Lucy Olsen, talented sophomore.
Welcome back to Ultimate Dirt TV. Welcome back to the Coast to Coast Racing Network Championship night here on the Gambler Motorsports Thursday Night Thunder for what is fall season week number 12. Tonight we come to Rosberg, Ohio's Eldora Speedway, and let's take a look at your championship main event starting at grid. Brandon Templeton will start from position number 1. From 2, it's the 32 of Anthony Morano. From 3, it's the 122 of Brian Dickens. From 4, the 39 of Patrick Spangler. From 5, the 397 of Alex Pomelo. From 6, the 2 of Alan Slate. From 7, the 28 of Jeff Sharp. From 8, the 14 of Brennan Lacey. From 9, the 110 of Kelly Wheeler. From 10, the 1 of Joe Canellis. From 11, the 4 of Scott Raomi. From 12, the 218 of Kurt Schatzer. From 13, it's the 513 of Jeffrey Barker. From 14, the 56 of Randy Shreves. From 15, the 29 of William Richardson. From 16, the 63 of Joseph Musso. From 17, the 99 of Gavin Chatham. From 18, the 93 of Jason Butterfield. From 19, the 1 of Zachary Bardsley. From 20, the 007 of Michael Vecchio. From 21, it's the 5 of Isaac Salas. From 22, it's the 7 of Bob DeGood. And the final row, from 23, it's the 75 of Stephen Bixler. From 24, the 7 of Samuel Backman. Zachary Bardsley missed the call for tonight's main event, which means we have got 30 laps on the board for 23 drivers. There is your front row, Brandon Templeton and Anthony Morano. Championship night, top-notch trucking, 358 modified division. Your main event is underway. Templeton immediately going to slide up in front of Anthony Morano. Morano gets back down to the inside. If Morano wins this one, he's basically going to win the championship. But he's still got 29 to go, but he will lead the opening lap here at the Eldora Speedway. Look at him, 2 and 3 wide. Keep an eye on the 2 machine of Alan Slate. Boy, he looked very good here in the opening lap, but now here comes Brandon Templeton to the outside of Morano for the race lead. This time we'll see Brandon Templeton lead lap number 2. Keep an eye on the 39 car, Patrick Spangler. Oh boy, look out, Alex Pomelo caught the inside wall. Will stay green right now with Spangler coming after Morano for the runner-up position. Spangler, boy, look, good on the outside of the racetrack. Yellow will be out. Jason Butterfield and Samuel Backman in the 7 machine. Oh, Joe Canellis. It started here with Joe Canellis just catching the wall. Musso, Butterfield, nowhere to go. Bixler involved, Backman involved, DeGood involved. A handful of cars involved, and the yellow comes out for the first time tonight. First yellow of the evening. Now again, with these yellows, the way it works, basically, well, leader has lane choice. So if they want the top, they can choose the top. If they want the inside, they can choose the inside. Who will go to victory lane here tonight? Who will take up the championship between Morano and Salas? Salas is up to the 7th row. Meanwhile, Morano restarts on the inside of the front row. in what is now position number 2, because Brandon Templeton will lead us back to the green flag, opting to go to the outside of the racetrack. Spangler stuck on the inside. Here comes Brian Dickens in the 122 machine, looking to go from 4th to 2nd in the space of, 2 left-hand turns, because here on the on the restart there, Brian Dickens is all over the back of Morano, but Spangler not going to give up without a fight. 3 wide for 2nd, 3rd and 4th position. Slayton and Pomelo work side by side through 1 and 2 we go. Dickens has found his way to position number 3. Meanwhile, keep an eye on the 5 machine. Here he is, Isaac Salas. Boy, they are just leaving the top side open for him, and you do not want to give this man a free lane to the front of the racetrack, because he's going to take it. And there's a very good chance that, well, between Morano and Salas, we could see a battle forming for the championship. 5 spots separating Morano and Salas. Salas just experiencing there some issues, some grumblings in the 5 machine. They look to be sorted right now. Let's hopefully they didn't keep it going for the remaining 23 and a quarter laps. Dickens and Spangler side by side once again. Pomelo is in 5th position. Then you go back to Slate in 6th. Salas in 7th position. Morano not once but twice will get the concrete wall with the right rear quarter panel. Salas by the 2 car of Alan Slate. Templeton, the dirt track bank, has led since one is lap number 2. We've just completed our 8th lap, 22 to go. Spangler, Dickens side by side. Spangler just stuck on the inside of the racetrack. Salas got by Alan Slate, and now Salas coming after not only Patrick Spangler but also Alex Pomelo in the 397 machine. Spangler in the 39 machine. Spangler now looking to get clear and get up to the top of the racetrack, and that he does. Gets to his preferred line. Pomelo finds his way back down to the middle of turn number 3, off for turn number 4. Pomelo follows the 122 car of Brian Dickens. Morano on the top, Spangler on the top, Salas on the top. Alan Slate now gone to the top. Salas into the wall twice. Oh boy, Salas around, and that could be championship. Good night. Well, the good thing right there for Isaac Salas. Well, it was going to be the good thing, because he still could have gone and got a fast repair, but unfortunately, I believe that he has pulled the trigger and the helmet is off. And he is pretty much giving it up, which means unofficially, I mean, it's not over just yet, but unofficially, the 32 car of Anthony Morano is going to be crowned your top-notch trucking Gambler Motorsports Thursday Night Thunder 358 modified champion. Spangler in 3rd position coming into the night. He was 34 points behind Salas and Morano. Blake Chapman is not here. Dylan Kinsey not here. Logan Wentz not here. Dean Reynolds not here. So we had 3 drivers inside the top 7 make an appearance for championship night. And it all came down to the final race. Coming back to green. Here we go, 11 down. Nah, that's not even a good excuse, Dean. That's a weak excuse. Templeton over now. Patrick Spangler in car number 39. So could we see Spangler challenge Templeton for the first time tonight in the main event? Yes, we do. Slide jump for the race lead. He parks it right on the nose of the 31 car of Templeton. And now here comes Anthony Morano, 1st and 3rd in the championship. And now running 2nd and 3rd. Make that could potentially be 1st and 2nd. Spangler and Morano, they come together left, rear to right front. Morano miraculously saved it. But Morano is back in 9th position. Again, the championship standings was 34 points between first and third, Morano and Spangler. If Spangler wins this one, I'm not sure where Morano would have to finish to come away with the championship. But right now, you know he does not want to be buried deep in the middle of this pack as they work at the completion. Half race completion, 15 down, 15 to go. Sharp to the inside of Wheeler and Parker. Up front once again, you battle for the lead between Spangler and Templeton. Templeton with the move there on Spangler in the turn number 3 and 4. Spangler's got it by less than half a tenth of a second. Spangler this time is going to throw the move back on Templeton down the back straight away. Templeton, he'll now go to the inside of Spangler, going to work it to the top side. Throw it deep down into 3 and 4 once again. Hit the test and a tennis match right now. And the way that it sits, if these drivers keep going for the remaining 13 laps, well, it's going to be a flip of a coin of who gets the win, whether it be Patrick Spangler or whether it will be Brandon Templeton. Templeton with a move there on Spangler into 3 and 4. One more time. This time it's going to be Brandon Templeton. So you go back to the 2 previous laps prior to that one. It was Patrick Spangler by less than half a tenth of a second. That time it was Brandon Templeton who had it by a little bit more than a tenth of a second. Now back off turn number 4, give the lead back to Patrick Spangler. Boy, what a race of the lead you've got, and how do you not like this type of racing? Keep an eye on the 32 just to the left of your screen on the timing and scoring tower. He's in 8th position as he gets by Alex Pomelo. Spangler and Templeton, I think Templeton may have had it by a few 1,000th of a second. Again, you can't be too sure right now who's going to pick up victory, with 9 laps left to run as they work off turn number 4. Templeton will lead that lap by a car length, and now Spangler once again. Templeton, the right rear quarter panel, just says, how do you do to the concrete wall? Back down the back straight away. Boy, it's the Brandon Templeton and Patrick Spangler show. It's the hour of power between the powerhouse boys. The dirt track bank number 39 car. We are yellow. Yellow with what will be 8 to run. And with 8 to run, Templeton with the single file restarts. Spangler has to get a good start. The left front broken on the 28 machine of Jeff Sharp. You can't be working in six beers deep, Dean. It just doesn't work like that. Still waiting for that phone call to say, hey Brad, I've got a plane ticket for you. Come over to the States. Just let me know when you got that ticket, yeah, Dean. So lights will go out on the safety car. Who will walk away victorious in the final race of the season? Fall season, week number 12. You Gambler Motorsports Thursday Night Thunder Top Notch Trucking 358 Modified Championship night here at Eldora Speedway. We'll have your RSN Trackside Big Block Modifieds up after this one. Come back to the green with 8 laps left to run, a heat race distance away from either Patrick Spangler or Brandon Templeton to go to victory lane. Who knows? You might see Alan Slate, Kurt Schatzer, Brian Dickens. Have they got anything for one of these top 2 guys at the front? Spangler caught the wall on the exit of turn number 2, and that'll give Brandon Templeton a nice half a second breathing room right now. Slate to the middle, Schatzer to the inside for a brief moment into turn number 1. They were 3 wide for second, third and fourth. Spangler starting to lose a little bit of grip on the number 39 machine, but somehow keeping it work to the top of the racetrack. Here comes Scott Raomi now. He's just on the outside of the top 5 right now in that number 4 machine. And look who is behind in the 32 car of Anthony Morano. coming to 5 to run. The palm has been shown by Barney the Racing Flagman. So what is now 25 down, 5 laps left to run. Boy, they're really splitting them evenly. Oh, look out, Rayomi into the back of Dickens. And yellow will come out. Yellow will be out. And that half a second lead. So the yellow will come out and we go back to single file restarts. So we are back to green. Safety car will make its way back in field. 4 to run. Two miles around Eldora Speedway. Can Spangler, can he go to victory lane in the final race of the season? Or will the dirt track bank number 31 say, nah, I'm going there? Either way, it's going to be a great finish to the final race of the season. Schatzer almost into the back of Slate. Slate got tied. Morano in 6th position. Rayomi in 5th. Morano, Rayomi side by side. Keep an eye on that gap between Templeton and Spangler. It's 0.3 of a second right now. Schatzer again got some company with Scott Rayomi in the 4 machine. 2 to run off of turn number 4. White flag about to fly next time by. And he's already got himself down the back straight away for the penultimate time. If he can just get to the start-finish line, you know he's going to hold on for a victory and go to victory lane here at Eldora Speedway. The white flag is out. 1 lap left to go. It is the final lap of the fall season, week number 12. Your Gambler Motorsports Thursday Night Thunder. Top-notch trucking, 358 modified. Main event into turn number 3 off for turn number 4. Brandon Templeton will go to victory lane. Second to be Patrick Spangler. Alan Slate home in 3rd position. Oh my. And we've still got a big block modified main event to come yet. An unbelievable finish, an unbelievable night for the first of 3 races here on the program. Let's take a look at your official results. Brandon Templeton is your winner. Patrick Spangler in 2nd. Alan Slate 3rd. Kurt Schatzer in 4th. Scott Rayomi 5th. Anthony Morano 6th. Jeffrey Barker 7th. Michael Vecchio 8th. Kelly Wheeler 9th. Gavin Chatham rounds out your top 10 over the page. 11th through to 20th. Brennan Lacey 11th. 12th is Alex Pomelo. Bob DeGood 13th. Randy Shreves 14th. The last car on the lead lap. Joseph Musso in 15th position. 1 lap down. Then you go back to a bunch of non-finishers. Brian Dickinson, William Richardson in 16th and 17th position. Joe Canellis 18th. Jeff Sharp, Stephen Bixler make up your top 20. You go back to Samuel Backman, Jason Butterfield, Isaac Salas in 23rd spot with the call. Zachary Budsey not making the call in 24th position. Well, time to go and chat to your podium here this evening. Boy, this is going to be good. It's going to be good to chat to these top 3 drivers. course, we'll chat to the man that comes home in third place here tonight. Well, it looks like we don't have our third place, but we're going to chat to the man that comes home in fourth place. Just making sure that we... Just making sure that there was nobody else there. All right, chat to the man that comes home, I think. Well, we're just going to go with it. Fourth place here tonight is going to be the 218 machine of Kurt Schatzer. Kurt, congratulations on what was a fourth place finish here tonight. Boy, tell you what, you had your work cut out for you, but man, at the end of the season, a good result for you and the team.
Yeah, Brett, we were having some computer issues that was kind of taking us out of a few races, and really wasn't racing for points here. I was just trying to get things squared away for the next season there. I didn't really expect to talk to you. I was in the waiting room there giving teammate Brandon Templeton a congratulations and just going over the track. And yeah, I mean, happy with the fourth place coming from, I think it was 12th. Got up through the field pretty good. The track seemed racy all over. You can go through the bottom, you go to the top, you can try a slider line. Track gave us a lot of work with.
Well, we didn't have third place, so we figured we may as well bring you in. But Kurt, we'll just quickly wrap this one up because I know we've got some big block modifieds to come. Kurt, well done on a fourth place finish. Well done on a good season for you here this season as you get prepared for the big block modifieds, but also next season. But Kurt, we'll let you think of it involved in this 218 machine.
Yeah, I got to thank Jay with Dirt Track Bank, everything they do to help racers all around the country, and a big help to our team and Friday Night Lights and Got Your Six Network. And got to thank the race team, Hammer Down Racing, Brandon Templeton, congratulate him, Brian Dickens, and Joe Halter. And Coast to Coast, giving us a place to race. You coming out and doing a broadcast for us. And yeah, everybody watching at home, thank you.
There we go, Kurt Schatzer. What is a fourth place finish here tonight? Seeing as though we did not have third, we may as well do that. But second place here tonight in car number 39, it's Patrick Spangler. Patrick, congratulations on this runner-up finish, boy. Just I got to say, but the second last yellow you probably did not need, which allowed Brandon to get away from there and then. But boy, the middle of that race has been served up by yourself and Brandon there. That must have been fun.
Yeah, it was a blast every turn. I don't know. On the one turn down I did, I don't know if I got into Moreno. Sorry to Moreno if I did, but I didn't mean to do that. But yeah, that was a fun. Just train back and forth, and then on the first restart we had where I was right behind Brandon, I had a good run coming out of two, and I smoked the wall, and so I lost my momentum there. And then I just didn't have the tires on the last one. Brandon still was trucking pretty good, so great race by him and fun race all around.
You're third coming into the final night of the series. I believe you may have ended up second, but I mean, either way, you walk away with a second place in the final night, a final race of the night, but also a top three in the championship. I mean, I guess overall, without winning the championship, you've got to count that as a successful season, correct?
Yeah, it'd been nice if I could have got one win out of it, but sprint cars from my main car, so if I do good in the mods, it's just icing on the cake there. So it was fun, just trying to stay consistent each week, stay clean, and just have some more fun races like that one.
Patrick, well on a second place. Before we let you go, we'll let you think of it involved on this 39 car.
Yeah, just you and Ultimate Dirt TV for everything you do for iRacing. Rod for running the league, Training Wheels Racing, Brandon for running a good race there with me, and congrats to Moreno on the championship, and Dad and Uncle back home watching.
There we go, Patrick Spangler home in second spot. In fact, let's bring in our third place driver, sorry. It's the 2 car of Alan Slate. Alan, Brett Will in the booth, got a copy? Okay, looks like he doesn't have a copy. We'll chat to the winner here tonight in car number 31 of Brandon Templeton. Now, B-Tap, you go back to victory lane, this time at Eldora Speedway. Congratulations on the win, buddy. That certainly must have been a fun race to be a part of.
Yeah, that was a hell of a lot of fun. You know, hats off to Spangler there. You know, me and Patrick were going back and forth there. It seemed like 10 laps or so, trading the lead every corner. So that was a ton of fun. You know, I really just wish that caution would have never come out, but it did, and I'll take it. And we'll head to the next one.
And this racetrack looked the goods here tonight, especially in the 358 modifieds. Normally, you'd see, modified Eldora Speedway just get right up on the wall, but, being able to, throw the sliders, which meant there was obviously something down low for you guys to work with on the entry into the turns. Overall, were you happy with how the track was, considering that there was a number of different lines you could choose from?
Yeah, I really liked the track. It was just slick enough on the top that you had to throttle it, and it gave the bottom, chances to kind of make some moves and here and there and slide it in or diamond it off. And that kind of made for some racing. Once you could get in front of a guy and kill his momentum, you could, start getting back and forth with him.
Brandon, congratulations on the victory here tonight on championship night for Gambler Motorsports. Thursday Night Thunder, the top-notch trucking 358 modified portion of the evening. Brandon, before we let you go, we'll let you thank everybody involved on this 31 car that helped get you victory lane tonight.
Yeah, congrats to Anthony on the championship. I know how hard it is to win these mod championships. They usually have pretty high car count, but thanks to Dirt Track Bank, Got Your Six Racing Network, everybody at Hammerdown Motorsports or Hammerdown Racing, Brandon Ainsworth, Brian Dickens, Kurt Schatzer, Joe Halter, Extreme Images, Maley's Makery, Big C's Lawn Care, everybody watching at home, and thank you, Brett, for putting on the broadcast.
Brandon, well done on the victory, and hopefully we'll see you back in the Big Block Modifieds very shortly.
Thanks.
There we go, Brandon Tepperton. We'll see if we can grab Alan Slate for another word. Alan, Brett Will in the booth, got a copy? All right, so it looks like Alan does not have a copy. So with that being said, what we are going to do, we are going to take a quick little break here on Ultimate Dirt TV and on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. We're going to come back with your RSN Trackside Big Block Modifieds to come up after this one. Again, we are just about to go from one race to the other. And well, with that being said, we'll take an opportunity to step aside here on Ultimate Dirt TV and on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. You're watching Gambler Motorsports Thursday Night Thunder Championship Night from Eldora Speedway. On the other side of this, big blocks to come.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
For Lucy Olsen, she has her first point.
Yeah, Lucy Olsen, talented sophomore.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racing enthusiasts all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. The car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and racing teams. Our skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly racing series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 200,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams, race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12-Hour. Participate in solo races.
Alright, we are back here on Ultimate Dirt TV and on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. It is championship night here for Thursday Night Thunder and Gambler Motorsports. Tonight, again, we come to you live from the virtual Eldora Speedway for the final round of the series as we get set to go racing here at Eldora Speedway in what will be 3 heat races on the program. Let's take a look at heat race number 1 and how they line up on the pole position. It'll be Brennan Lacey in the 114 machine to the outside of the front row. Anthony Morano from position number 2. From position number 3 with the 99 of Gavin Chatham. From 4, the 513 of Jeffrey Barker.
Here we go with heat number 1, 8 laps to do.
From 5, it's the 56 of Randy Shrees. From 6, the 007 of Michael Vecchio. And position number 7 with the 93 of Jason Butterfield. Apologies, I'm still waiting for Trading Paints to update. So bear with me on that one. But with that being said, it is showtime here at Eldora Speedway. We go racing again. So just while the paints are loading up, we'll go green flag action. Off turn number 4, the 114 of Brennan Lacey leads from Chatham and Morano almost 3 wide as Morano tried to make it work through the middle of the raceway. Put your RSN trackside, big block modified. Final race of the season is underway. Chatham will lead off for turn number 2, but here comes Lacey with a run down the back straightaway. Oh my, this is going to be good as they work down the front straightaway. Lacey and Chatham side by side. Who's it going to be down the front straight? What a battle this is for the first and second spot is right now. Chatham on the outside, Lacey on the inside. Oh boy, this is going to be good. Morano watching this battle unfold as Morano's got Shrees down to the inside. Halfway home, 4 down, 4 to run. Chatham in the 99, Lacey in the 114 car. Into 3 off for corner number 4. It's going to be, I think Chatham had it by a front bumper, so there's not a whole lot in it right now. Between first and second, 3 heats on the program. And a field of what is 21 drivers, I think I know, 20 drivers. So we'll see 2 7-car heats and a 6-car heat race. Lacey, I'm pretty sure, led that lap with 2 to run. Chatham back to the outside of turn number 2. The truck is gravy right now. Boy, it is looking nice and smooth and nice and racy. Oh boy, this is going to be an absolute barn burner of a finish as they work through 1 and 2. Final lap is upon us. Down the back straightaway, Lacey and Chatham. Chatham's got the run down the back stretch. Lacey, good on the low side. I think Chatham's going to have it off corner number 4. They bang wheels and Gavin Chatham is going to win. Chatham will win heat race number 1. What a way to start. Let's take a look at your results coming up on screen. There it is. Gavin Chatham gets the win over Brennan Lacey. Anthony Morano will come over 3rd. Randy Shrees 4th. Jeff Barker 5th. Michael Vecchio 6th. Jason Butterfield 7th. Everybody going to the show. Heat number 2. Cars lining up like this. Alex Pomelo in the 397 will start from 1. Scott Graham in the 4 machine will start from 2. From 3 with the 29 of William Richardson. From 4, the 107 machine of Samuel Backman. From 5, it's the 7 of Bob DeGood. From 6, the 63 of Joseph Musso. And from 7, the 39 of Patrick Spangler. Ready for a start. Heat race number 2. Your RSN trackside. Big block modifieds. About to launch off turn number 4. We are green flag action. Pomelo to the inside on Ryomi now. 3 wide, Richardson on the inside. Pomelo, Ryomi, wheel to wheel down the back straightaway. Backman in the 107 machine. We're close to Trading Paints working. Give it time. Spang on the 39 machine coming back down to the inside, but watching 2 by 2 up for the first 4 positions. Meanwhile, Pomelo has got clear of the 4 machine of Scott Ryomi. The 29 of Richardson down to the low side, nearly going to make a 3 wide for the lead. He just catches the left rear there of your race leader of Alex Pomelo. That brings Patrick Spangler now into the mix. Spangler goes to the inside. Richardson went to the middle. Backman worked around the outside. Backman and Spangler, they split him inside and outside of the 29 machine of William Richardson. Ryomi in the 4 machine. Sitting back there in the runner-up position, but I'll tell you what, here comes Patrick Spangler, here comes Samuel Backman down the back straight away. Boy, you know what's on right now. 3 wide off turn number 4. Spangler has gone from 7th to 2nd, doing exactly what he did in the 358 modifies. Just about half hour, 40 minutes ago when his last heat race was, when he just rolled the bottom side, and he's going to do it in the space of 5 laps. He's going to pass 6 cars and get to the number 1 spot. Ryomi's all over the back of Pomelo through turn number 1 and 2, but Ryomi, he's got to be careful right now because Samuel Backman in the 107 machine. Backman still looking to the outside of turn number 4. Backman holds on to position number 3 with just 2 laps left to go. And Spangler finished 2nd in the main event of the top-notch trucking 358 modifiers. He's now looking to go 1 spot better here in your RSN trackside. Big block modifieds. Backman to the outside of Pomelo, and now Backman move him into the runner-up position. White flag is out. 1 lap left to go down the back straightaway. Backman got clear of Pomelo into 3 off for corner number 4. Here comes Patrick Spangler from last to first, from hero to zero. Patrick Spangler gets the win. Heat 2 results coming up on screen. There it is. Patrick Spangler, Samuel Backman, Alex Pomelo, Scott Ryomi, your top 4. Joseph Musso, William Richardson, Bob DeGood. Your 7 cars in heat race number 2. 6 cars for heat race number 3. And they line up like this. Brendan Templeton will line up from the pole position. Barry Goldner in car 36 will start from position number 2. Going from the 3rd starting spot, it'll be the 28 car of Jeff Sharp, and from 4, the 218 of Kurt Schatzer. From 5, it's the 40 of Alan Slate. From 6 to 110 of Kelly Wheeler. So, just seeing if we can get... You can get this updated, but it looks like we're going to go green, and we're already down into 1 and 2 with Brandon Templeton leading from Jeff Sharp, Kurt Schatzer. Then you go back to Alan Slade in the number 2 machine. Slade finished 3rd in the main event. Meanwhile, Brandon Templeton, he picked up the main event victory in the top-notch trucking 358 modified. Boy, wouldn't this be wonder to see Brandon Templeton get the win and start a row behind Patrick Spangler for the drivers that went 1-2, and for the guys that literally just threw bombs on each other for 10 laps here in the main event. But right now, 3 wide, Slate to the inside on Schatzer and Sharp as they go almost 3 wide again. Sharp just finding himself getting clear of the 218 machine down the back stretch as they work down the front straightaway now. Alan Slater's got to position number 2, and we're still 3 wide. Schatzer through the middle, Sharp on the top of the racetrack. Slate on the inside of the raceway, the yellow and green number 2 machine. Schatzer slides up in front of Sharp. Sharp has to turn it underneath. Now here comes Kelly Wheeler in the 110 machine. 4-car battle for second, third, fourth, and fifth position right now as they're getting well clear of the 36-car. Barry Goldner, but they're well and truly behind your race leader, Brandon Templeton. Hey, Andrews, how you going? Thank you for the follow. Slate and Schatzer side by side at the start-finish line. Slate has still got the runner-up position for the moment, but here comes Schatzer. Can he get the job done? He would love to start from position number 6. Otherwise, if he finishes third, he will start position number 9. Slate, Schatzer, Sharp, Wheeler still second, third, fourth, and fifth on screen. Your leader is Templeton. He's already onto the white flag in the one final lap here in your Thursday Night Thunder Gambler Motorsports fall season. Week number 12. It is championship night here from Eldora Speedway. Into 3 off for turn number 4. He's going to be victorious. Is the 31-car Brandon Templeton. Alan Slate home in second. Kurt Schatzer third. Fourth at the line, it's going to be Jeff Sharp. Kelly Wheeler in fifth. In fact, it might have been Wheeler and then Sharp and then Goldner back there in position number 6. Let's take a look at heat race number 3 results before we take a quick little break. So Templeton, Slate, Schatzer, your top 3, Wheeler, Sharp, and Goldner with the 6 cars. We'll take a quick break on the other side of this. Your A main of your RSN trackside, big block modifieds. I'm good, Andrew. How are you, mate? We'll take a quick break on the other side of this. Your 30-lap main event championship night.
How about the reverse for Lucy Olsen? She has her first point.
Yeah, Lucy Olsen, talented sophomore.
Welcome back to Ultimate Dirt TV and to the Coast to Coast Racing Network. It is now time for the final feature event of the season for fall season and your Gambler Motorsports Thursday Night Thunder. Let's take a look at your starting lineup on the pole position with the 99 car of Gavin Chatham to the outside of the front row, the 39 of Patrick Spangler. From 3 with the 31 car Brandon Templeton. From 4, the 114 of Brennan Lacey. Samuel Backman lines up from position number 5. From 6, it'll be the 2 car of Alan Slate. From 7 with the 32 of Anthony Morano. From 8, the 397 of Alex Pomelo. From 9, the 218 of Kurt Schatzer. From 10, the 56 of Randy Shrees. From 11, the 4 of Scott Ramey. From 12, the 110 of Kelly Wheeler. From 13, the 513 of Jeffrey Barker. From 14, the 63 of Joseph Musso. From 15, the 28 of Jeff Sharp. From 16, the 007 Michael Vecchio. From 17, the 29 of William Richardson. From 18, the 36 of Barry Goldmer. From 19th, the 93 of Jason Butterfield. From 20, it's the 7 car of Bob DeGood. Oh, I closed timing by accident. Otherwise, we're still going to see a main event here in a moment. "30 laps on the board. Who will it be to take out the final race of the RSN Trackside Big Block Modifieds? We're about to go green off corner number 4. 30 laps on the board. For the final time for fall season week number 12. Let's get dirty for 30 as they work down the front straight away. Chatham and Spangler working wheel to wheel. Templeton trying the inside, trying to make it 3 wide for the race lead. Patrick Spangler may have led lap number 1, but I tell you what, Gavin Chatham very good on the low side of the racetrack. He's got the lead back down the back straight away. Spangler just nearly getting up over the cushion into turn number 3, but off for corner number 4. Lap number 2 is going to belong to Gavin Chatham. That's pretty much like what we've seen in the 358 modifieds between Spangler and Templeton. This time it's Spangler and Chatham, and then Spangler still wanting to go one better. As now there goes Brandon Templeton to the inside right now. Chatham will lead what is lap number 2. Spangler into the into turn number in the middle of 1 and 2 we go. And here comes Brennan Lacey in the 14 car, and again the challenge is on. Look at this, 2 by 2 by 2 for the first 6 positions. Boy, you've got yourself a nice looking racetrack right now when you've got 2 distinct lines early on in this main event. Spangler and Lacey now looking to get clear of the 99 machine of Gavin Chatham. Lacey all over the back of Spangler down the front straight away. They now go 1 and 2, 5 down, 25 to go. Do you get the feeling right now that, if Brandon Templeton can just get clear of the 2 machine of Alan Slate, you know he wants to go upstairs. Templeton went through the middle of the racetrack, 2, 3 and 4, as did Slate. They'll go back to the top shelf into turn number 1. Lacey was all over the back of Spangler, had to check up, and due to the fact that he checked up, he just got into the creep one more time. G. Templeton cutting it close to the left rear quarter panel there of the 2 machine of Alan Slate. Slate finishing 3rd in 358 modifieds. Now currently running 3rd in your big block modifieds here on the RSN trackside. Main event, Chatham now going to go upstairs. Catches the wall once, now catches the cushion. Meanwhile, at the line, give the 4 spot to Brandon Templeton. He now slides up in front of the 99 machine. The 99 of Chatham back down to the inside. We go working down the back straight away. Boy, really protecting that line down into turn number 3 was the 31 car, Brandon Templeton. Here comes Morano now. Morano working to the low side, making it work down there. Chatham's car was just starting to fall away on the low side. That's why he's opted to go upstairs, because that's where we see a lot of the drivers working. Slate uses the cutback line off corner number 4. Nearly 6/10 of a second right now of a lead for Patrick Spangler, and we've got 1/3 of this main event in the books, and Spangler leading the way. We go back a little deeper in the field. Jeff Sharp and Jeffrey Barker going to battle now for what is 11th and 12th position. Then you got the 63 car, Joseph Musso back there in 10th. Scott Rayomi, Kelly Wheeler side by side through 1. Musso, well, he checked up. Schatzer squeezed him up into the concrete wall there. Force 63 car to take evasive action. 3 wide. Look at this. Some good racing going on in the back of the bus right now. And boy, Sharp, Musso and Barker 3 wide to the middle of 1 and 2. They went Sharp getting clear of Musso. Musso gets clear of Barker, and Barker's going, oh, okay, I can't get up there just yet. I need to get this track work back to the low side. You're looking, oh, Schatzer, you're looking at half a second between first and second, second and third, third and fourth, and then there's a second back to fourth and fifth. Morano just a couple of tenths of a second, but boy, I tell you what, they're making it work right now. Deep in this field, Musso, Sharp, Barker, Rayomi's there, Wheeler's there, Butterfield is there. And right now, half race distance, your race leader down the front straightaway. Again, it's got half a second. We're 15 down, 15 to go. Then we go back to Alan Slade. And Alan Slade, I'm going to say, in the Slade Electrical #2 machine, he's been one of the quickest cars on the racetrack in these last probably 3 or 4 laps. In fact, he was the quickest car out of the top 3, top 4, top 5 cars with a 16.635. Lacing now up to the inside of your race leader, Spangler. 13 to go. Lacey trying the middle and trying to slide it up to the cushion. Not trying to overdrive it, doesn't want to get the wall on the entry down into the turn, so now having to alter that line, slide up to the cushion rather than entering on the cushion. 18 complete, and so far all done under the green flag conditions. Here at Eldora Speedway, your RSN trackside, big block modified. Your main event, it is championship night here. And Patrick Spangler, after finishing second in the 358 modified main event, he said that he was looking to go one better. He would love to top off the night. Here comes Slate now. Slate with a run on Lacey into turn number 3. 20 down and 10 to go at the line. Boy, Lacey has really got his work cut out for him. He wants to catch up to the back of Patrick Spangler in the 39 car. Wouldn't this be one to remember for a long time if we go green to checker? And with a finish here on championship night, Brandon Templeton closing in there just to the right of your screen in that number 31 machine. Lacey, well, in the last 3 laps, has caught the wall twice, so now that'll move Slate into position number 2, but Lacey says, okay, you know what, you can have second at the line, but I'm going to come right back at you down into turn number 1, slide it right across the nose of Slate. Slate back to the low side, off for turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Lacey trying to shorten up the corner, and they make contact, and that gives Patrick Spangler over a 1 second lead right now. Slate, Lacey, door-to-door panel as they work down into turn number 1. Off for turn number 2, Lacey's got clear of Alan Slate down the back straightaway. Here comes Brandon Templeton. Your 358 modified main event winner is now 1 spot out of a transfer position. And 3 of your top, all 3 cars are finished on the podium, are sitting inside the top 4 positions right now. 1st, 3rd and 4th. Lap traffic about to come into play for Patrick Spangler and the first car, with 5 laps left to run with the 29 car of William Richardson. He's just got to navigate the first of only the lap car. We really shouldn't get any other lap cars other than William Richardson right now. And Spangler, I guess, trying to be a little cautious right now, but that gives an opportunity right now for Brennan Lacey, who's closed in. Down into 3, the big slider line, the middle, starting in the middle of the racetrack, sliding it all the way up to the cushion. Oh boy, look out, Barry Goldner, the slower car there. So Goldner had some problems. Goldner's going to be a lap down as well. And somehow, boy, Brennan Lacey got out of that one scot-free. Templeton still coming after Alan Slade. 2 to run for Patrick Spangler. And what a way to cap off the season. If he comes off turn number 4, provided they're all still circulating and no one is slowing, the white flag is out. The final race of the season is going to go green to checker. I'm pretty sure we started off the season with a green to checker race as well. back straight away for the final time. He finished runner-up in the main event of the 358 modified. He's not going to be denied here tonight. Your RSN Trackside Big Block main event winner is Patrick Spangler. Oh my, what a way to end the season. Patrick Spangler will go to victory lane. Brendan Lacey comes home in second. Alan Slate third. Fourth will see Brandon Templeton. Fifth of Anthony Morano, Gavin Chatham, Samuel Backman, Kurt Schatzer, Jeff Sharp and Kelly Wheeler rounding out your top 10. 11th is going to be Joseph Musso, Scott Raomi, and 12th Jeffrey Barker, Alex Pomelo, Jason Butterfield, 15th Michael Vecchio, Bob DeGood 17th, and the last car on the lead lap. The 2 cars to go 1 lap down. William Richardson in 18th. 19th was Barry Goldner, and it was Randy Shrees who did not start this one. 20 cars, I should say 19 cars, 30 green flag laps, and it was Patrick Spangler who comes away victorious here from the Eldora Speedway. And what a way to cap off this wonderful night here on Championship Night. Again, we'll go and chat to your top 3. And we wait for, well, we're not going to be able to chat with Alan Slate because we know he had those issues there. But we'll wait to chat to the driver that comes home in second spot tonight of Brendan Lacey. And, of course, we're going to chat to your race winner here in just a few moments' time. We're just waiting on the 114 car to find his way in here. Well, I'll tell you what, that's in fact, there he is. So let's grab the driver that comes home in second place tonight, driving the 114 car of Brendan Lacey. Brendan, congratulations on this run-up finish. And boy, I'll tell you what, the first 5 to 10 laps, you were right there with Patrick, but you just made a couple of little mistakes there late, right in the middle point of that race. And then late in that one, I thought you were going to get through, but I guess lap cars just proving the difference maker right there.
Yeah, I'm slightly a rookie now. That's what I got to say. It's been too long since I've been out of these things. But, no, it's fun. You know, Eldora is just one of them tracks, and I found speed. I think I had a car that could have got it done, but like I said, just way too many mistakes on my part, driver's in. But other than that, the car was in great shape.
How do you fix those mistakes for the next time that you come out and run these big block modifieds to go that one step better?
You know, a big thing about these is all about throttle control. You know, being able to dial it down a little bit, not spin the tires as much, keeping it straight as you can on entry. That's where I was gaining a lot of speed on them. And then when I get to them, I was trying to push it too hard, and you all saw what happened. So, you know, it's just one of those, being more patient, I would say. But other than that, you know, just got to be there at the end.
Brendan, well done on second place. We'll let you get out of here and we'll let you thank everybody involved on this 14 car before we let you go.
Yeah, big shout out to Vanderbilt Racing, Stephen Goldner for crew chief in this thing tonight, Moonin Racing Engines. Great group of guys there. Appreciate y'all doing this broadcast. Hopefully we can put it on a good show for you.
There we go. Brendan Lacey home in second spot. We'll see if we've got Alan Slate for third. Alan, Brett Will in the booth. Got a copy?
Got a copy.
Hey, buddy. Well, hey, listen, first off, well done on back-to-back podiums in the 358 Modifieds. Now you come away with another podium in the Big Block Modifieds. A pretty successful night for you in the 2-car.
Absolutely. Just want to thank you guys for the invite to be here. I had a good night, and yeah, we'll definitely see you next week.
First time I've seen you here this season. I mean, what have you made of the league in general, and what have you made of tonight's championship night here at Eldora?
Yeah, you know what? I don't get on very often. I get to do a little league, BRP iRacing series locally here, but it gives us about 20 races a winter, and that's usually the only time I fire this computer up. So just decided to get another night in.
I'll tell you what, it's been fun watching you out on the racetrack, get back-to-back podiums. Alan, before we let you go, any sponsors, any shout-outs you'd like to give before we let you go?
Definitely the shout goes to the wife, a couple nights a week, so goes to her.
There we go. Alan Slate home in third spot. We'll now chat to the man that comes home one spot better than what he did in the 358 Modifieds, and this time he is your RSN Trackside Big Block Modified main event winner, Patrick Spangler. Pat, well, you said you wanted to go one spot better. Well, mission complete. You've done the job, and you get the job done here in the final race of the season. You've got to be happy with how that one went.
Yeah, that was an exciting one. I was starting with that heat race, starting drawing last there. Managed to get first, and that set me up on the outside and a top dominant track. So this is one of the tracks where you can run the modified just like a 360 sprint. So it took me about 8 or 10 laps to get the throttle how much I needed down, and thank you to Brennan for not running me over because he sure could have, because I kept burying the wall and overdriving it. So once I figured that out, and then he got close a couple more times, but I was able to hold him off.
Final race goes the distance. Green to Checker from the very start all the way right to the very end. No cautions in this big block modified main event. Were you surprised to see that there was no cautions?
Yeah, because usually when the sprints come here, it's a fun track to run the sprints, but it's usually caution fest just because all the sliders. But in the big blocks and small blocks, we went, I think, 2 and 0 cautions. So it's like the opposite. It was a fun one. Good thing it was no cautions. I think Brendan may have me on a restart, and hopefully we can carry this momentum into Monday with the open set small blocks and then the 360 sprints.
I got to ask you, lap traffic. You didn't really get to deal with that tonight. You only got to deal with 2 cars of William Richardson and Barry Golden. What was going through your mind there? Because it looked like you were just sort of being a little patient, a little bit hesitant to get by those slower lap cars that allowed Brendan to catch back up to the back of you.
Yeah, I mean, this track was so tricky on corner entry. If you messed up the corner entry, you were going to hit the wall, and it killed your momentum. I did a couple times, and then I think I came out of 4, and I saw Barry Goldner doing a 360 at the end of the straightaway. And luckily, usually I'll slow up thinking there's going to be a caution, but I just went down and threw a big slider line into the turn, and it worked out because he saved it, and that was a heck of a save by him, and was able to just keep that little gap there between Brennan.
Pat, well on second place in the 358 modifieds, and now a main event victory here in the RSN trackside big block modifieds. Patrick, before we let you go, we'll let you thank everybody involved on this 39 car one final time.
Yeah, just you and Ultimate Dirt TV for everything you do. Raj for running the league, and another great season here, and looking forward to next week with the new season starting. Triangles Racing, and I'll go back on watching, and Dudex have designs for the rep.
There we go, Patrick Spangler, your winner. Your main event winner here in the RSN Trackside Big Block Modifieds. Well, big blocks are done, which means we've got the NASCAR Next Gen Cup cars to come out onto the racetrack here very shortly, live here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. We're in Marty for that one. Marty, I believe, where are you going to tonight? I'm going to let you take over right now.
Absolutely, Brett. 50 laps coming up here at Daytona. Patrick should be sending over the standings in just a moment with the drops in effect. But as things stand with one drop currently in effect, Jake and Joseph Musso and Cody Graham, your top 3, all separated by 3 points. One of them is likely going to be walking away with the title. Cody Graham won the Xfinity Series Championship after scoring the win on, I believe it was Wednesday night last week. We'll see what happens here tonight.
Well, we'll let you get ready for that one. As for myself and Ultimate Dirt TV, we're going to sign off from here. So with that being said, I thank you so very much for the past, what has been 12 weeks of racing here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network and on the Ultimate Dirt TV side of things, for the dirt side of things. But we're back in just a few moments' time here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on G-Force TV.
For Lucy Olson, she has her first point.
Yeah, Lucy Olson, talented sophomore.
Welcome to the World Center of Racing, Daytona International Speedway. This is the place to be. Championship week delayed a week for Thanksgiving, but guess what? We have made it. Coast to Coast Next Gen Championships at the World Center of Racing. So glad you could join us on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Happy holidays, and if you're celebrating happy Hanukkah, happy first night to you. Murray Sakala with you. Well, Cody Graham has been the man all season on asphalt. Your truck champ last Wednesday. He won the race at Daytona to become Xfinity Series champ. Now he looks to pull off the triple championship crown. That would be like, it's not a calendar slam in racing, but it's a season slam on the asphalt. Here's how the battle looks coming on in when it comes to the drops. If you put both drops in effect right now, Cody Graham is up 6 points on Jake Musso. That's right now really the big battle for the championship. They're up on wins 4-2. We're excited to see how this one goes down. Qualifying underway here at the World Center of Racing. And to kick off the night, we'll begin with the driver of the number 24, and that being Kyle Moonen. As you see Moonen getting set to go. Cars are getting warmed up here at Daytona. Of course, last time we were with you on Slide Job Racing Network, we broadcasted the Xfinity Series Championship. And man, was that a great race to watch. Congrats to Cody Graham on taking the win. We thought it was Lance Ripka that took home the championship. But no, pulled off the heist of the century, I guess you could call it. And Cody was able to take it home and become your champion for the season. So, but you see Kyle Moonen getting his car warmed up here, working on lap number 1. Of course, drivers with 2 laps in qualifying here at Daytona. A question, you always want to take your first lap of the outsides to get the engine warmed up, second lap of the bottom. Everyone has different ideas of how they want to do things here. And so here comes Moonen off of turn number 4 to set the bar. 49.29, lap number 1 on the books. Terry Landis, the Desert Demon, coming across the start-finish line right now. We'll see where he goes in the number 161. Plops aboard second, 49.51. Jake Musso, second quickest. Joe Canellis goes second quick on lap 1. John Rayner about to come across the line in car number 302. As he is 5th quick, 49.41. Drivers starting to work on their second laps. Here's John Krupa across the start-finish line. Puts his first lap up on the board, and Krupa goes third, 49.38. Here comes Moonen across the line for his second lap. Perfect in sector 1 of everybody, but his second lap is off by 100th. Joe Canellis was second quick last time by. Here he comes across the start-finish line. You see John Krupa, Terry Landis went up to third. Jake Musso takes third back. Canellis with a slower lap. Here comes Steve Bixler across the start-finish line. And Bixler goes third quick. The Mayor with a 49.35. Here comes Krupa across the line for his final lap. Brennan Lacey also across the start-finish line as Krupa goes 4th quick. Brennan Lacey clocks in 3rd on lap number 1 at a 49.33 on his patented low line. One more lap for him. And nobody that's not taking a lap yet will not be able to make a qualifying time. So these are the final drivers you are seeing on the track. Here's Cullen Johnston that comes across the start-finish line. His lap 1 goes 13th at a 49.9. Take it right on board here with the driver of the number 114. Always knows his way around these types of racetracks. Slower in sector 1. And he is slower all around, so Lacey stays put 3rd quick. Here comes Cullen Johnston, who's off at turn number 4. Johnston with a much better lap. He goes to 4th quick on the charts at a 49.33. So with that, that should just about do it here for qualifying. And Kyle Moonen starts on pole position this evening. While we get set to go racing, let us know who you're rooting for in the chat. We'll be sure to give you a shout out live and on the air. But with that being said, we're ready to go racing. 50 laps, the World Center of Racing. Let's meet the field. Here's your catalytic recovery starting lineup. On the front row, the Money King, Kyle Moonen in the 24. His pole time of 49.293. And next to him, it's the one of Joe Dirt Canellis. Row number 2 on the inside, it's the low-line master, Brennan Lacey. To the outside, it's the number 13 of Cullen Johnston. Row 3, it's the Mayor, Steve Bixler in the 75. Next to him, the Laker, John Krupa in car number 5. Row number 4, it's the Moose, Jake Musso in the 61, championship contender, next to the 56, driven by Randy Shreves. Rounding out the top 10, the Desert Demon, Terry Landis in the 161, next to JR, John Rayner in the 302. Row 6, it's Gary Sigelkow in the 25, and next to him, it's Steven Goldner in the 30. Row 7, Barry Goldner in the 36, and next to him, it's Andrew Coopersmith in the 48. Row number 8, the Moose, Joe Musso, who is in car number 63, and next to him, it's the 2 of championship leader, Cody Graham. Here's how the rest of the field looks. On row number 9, Jake Butcher in the 85, next to Jeremy Tate in the 8. Row 10, it's Hollywood, Roland Olson in the 003, and next to him, Mike Cranmer in the 70. Rounding out the field, it's the Ayla Outlaw, Preston Cranmer. 30 seconds before the drivers roll off. No sign of your pole sitter yet, Kyle Moon, to come on track, and if he doesn't make the grid, that puts Brennan Lacey on the provisional pole. There we go. There's Moonen, and we are just about set to roll the drivers off here for 50 laps at Daytona. As while they roll off, let's give you your keys to victory this evening. 50 laps around the World Center of Racing, set for 125 miles. The fuel window here is 24 laps, as the fuel limit is at 50%, which means we are expecting 2 stops at this race. A second stop shortly before the checkered flag. Drivers with 3 sets of tires this evening, and for quick repairs, each driver has 1. Moments away from going green here at the World Center of Racing. Let us know your picks to win tonight. On board with Kyle Moonen as we get set to go racing. The field makes the way off turn 4. We're ready for the start, brought to you by the reigning, defending Big East Player of the Week, Lucy Olson. Yeah, if I didn't say that, Hollywood would probably have killed me. So they make their way off at turn number 4. We say, where else would you rather be than right here, right now? The Money King and Joe Dirt, set to bring us to green. Championship night for the next gens. It's showtime at the World Center of Racing. Off at turn number 4, lap 1 up on the boards, and it's led by the number 1 of Joe Canellis. Was a risky cut down that Joe Dirt made to get in front of the number 24 of Kyle Moon, and I almost thought it was going to be a big wreck that would break out early, as the field is too wide behind your top 2. Brennan Lacey on that low side. Hey, Brennan, just a heads up, any line is possible here at Daytona, and I think you may have heard me. Goes up to the outside to try and give Moonen a bump draft. Try and give the 24 the lead back. Watch out for that Vanderbilt team as they try to work together a lot. And, man, that's tight between Moonen and Lacey. Bump drafting pretty crazy here at Daytona. Odds obvious, it is possible to do here. Kyle Moonen goes back out front. 2 laps complete, 2 lead changes. There is a huge gap between 13th and 14th. You have Gary Sigelkow, who's running in the 13th spot. Then behind him, the second pack that's led by Roland Olson and Jake Butcher. This 8-pack of drivers, I think they just want to be patient for right now and just let the wrecks develop up front. One of those drivers as well is the man that's currently in last place. That's Cody Graham in car number 2. Didn't qualify, started in 16th. Remember, he's a championship contender, fighting Jake Musso for the title spot. I see everyone wanting to be patient early on here with your front 4 drivers, single file. Obviously, last week at the World Center of Racing, it was chaotic, to say the least, for the Xfinity Series. Bunch of caution flags happening. I think everyone learned from that Xfinity race. Let's just be patient. This is a long race ahead of us. We have 2 stops in this race. Lap 24 and lap 48 is expected. Let's just play our cards right and see what happens. Again, that other championship contender we talked about, Jake Musso in the number 61, was currently scored in the 7th position and kind of needs those bonus points to help him out, whether it be leading laps, leading the most laps, or stuff like that, to help him out have a shot at this title if he wants to take it away from Cody Graham. Because we know the GKM Racing team will be threats out here today. Anytime we're at a super speedway, they are always threats. But now you see with the drivers all double file, this opens up a 4-car breakaway just briefly from Bixler to Rayner, but Rayner's able to make that up quickly. You get a pretty nice tow with the next gens here at Daytona, but whenever you get side by side with another driver, you lose a bunch of momentum. So that's just something to keep our eye on. So we've got Vanderbilt 1-2. I believe a Salty Dog and Canellis in 3rd. Same with Bixler and Rayner. Then you have Gary Sigelkow, a Venom driver up top. Underneath him, a Vanderbilt driver, and Steven Goldner. That gap really, too, has separated now. 5.2 seconds. You see him in the background. Butcher has told the driver, I think he may have told the drivers, let's go single file. Let's get into a snake. Oh, no! Steven Goldner gets turned, and the wall he goes. Everybody else tries to dodge a bullet. No caution flag is out. Somehow he was able to keep it straight. Are you kidding? Never mind. First caution flag is out here. It's for a past champion on the dirt. How he was able to save it the first time, I do not know. But let's take a look at a replay and get you a good idea of what happened here. Brought to you by Malcolm's Mills Mill Writing. So we cut away at the worst possible time. I think that he maybe cut down in front of the 75 of Bixler. That or Bixler washed up because it was that low, and so that sent Goldner sideways. Cullen Johnson gets a small piece of that one, and same with Gary Sigelkow. Everybody here, how Barry Goldner misses that, I don't know. You see Jake Musso sideways. Krupa's able to find a way to miss it. Now, let's put this in real time here. Now, Steven looks to be okay here because he's keeping it straight. But the thing is here, the steering is just so crazy. Less reaction time you have, like less response with the steering wheel compared to a Cup or Xfinity Series car. And it can lead to moments like that for sure. Let's get you a ride on board here with Steven real quick as Pitts Road is about to open up here. So he's good, but yeah. That Rack and Pinion just wanted to freak out on him. Select number of drivers on pit road. This is led by Colin Johnson. And, of course, if you were in the back of the field, that was a caution flag you needed. At the same time, you had to try and avoid the number 30 of Stephen Goldner. But a near big one takes place. With that being said, we're going to step aside here real quick as we work lap number 8. Kyle Moonen, your race leader, under the first caution. Set to come back to the green flag here at the World Center of Racing. Let's recap your top 10 as things stand. Kyle Moonen and Brennan Lacey, row number 1. Joe Canellis and Steve Bixler, row number 2. John Rayner, Barry Goldner, row 3. Randy Treves, Jake Butcher, row 4. Mike Cranmer and Andrew Coopersmith round out the top 10 as we get set to come back to the green flag, put 9 laps up on the board. Now let's see if here Brennan Lacey cuts down in front of Canellis to keep the Vanderbilt drivers 1-2, and that's the case. Again, that first yellow 2 was for a Stephen Goldner spin. Colin Johnson also gathered a piece of that one. Both drivers did make it back on the racetrack and are all on the lead lap. You see, everyone wanted to keep it single file in the aftermath of what happened. But now the first driver that pulls up was John Rayner. Now, Rayner was a dark horse in the Xfinity race last week, and he ran really well, ran near the front in the final laps of things. So now we have a snake that develops here at the World Center of Racing. The only guy, I believe, that's hanging out up on the top shelf, the 30 of Steven Goldner. He's trying to find something. Now he may have a drafting partner in Preston Cranmer, but they need some more help if they want to charge their way towards the front. You did see one driver go below the WO line. It's actually two of them. Joe and Cody Graham both went to the back, and Jake Musso is also in the back of this pack too. Was also in that hunt for the championship too, so remember to keep that in mind as things play out. A couple other drivers behind Cody Graham that are in this pack, Jeremy Tate and Andrew Coopersmith, but it's still this man out in front, the 24 of Kyle Moonen. For those wondering why we call Kyle Moonen the Money King, well, in recent years, when it comes to charity races, Moonen has been known for winning them all. That's why we call him the Money King, because those are the ones that pay out big. And we actually have some money stuff that we're going to be announcing here soon in the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Stay tuned for further details on that. We saw Lacey as well give a slight push to Moonen that forced him up the track. Now, again, you can tandem with these cars. The only thing you can't do is bump draft them in the corners. We do see as well another big gap between 12th and 13th. This time it's Preston Cranmer who leads the troops. I'm not sure if anything happened that forced this issue or if a car got sideways, but I think, remember, the 07 and 30 were on the outside trying to make things work. That may have separated the two snakes. We did see some drivers coming on lap number 7 making their first stop of the race. That's led by Gary Sigelkow on back. Their next stop is projected on lap number 22. I believe it is. Nope, I'm wrong. 32. That would not be enough to go the distance, I believe. Actually, with 18 to go, it would be enough to go the distance. So for drivers that had already pitted on back, it's a one-stop race, and it's led right now by the driver that is currently in 9th, which happens to be Gary Sigelkow as you ride on board. And now we have a second snake developing with Barry Goldner, Mike Cranmer, and Sigelkow. Sigelkow, the first driver that topped off on fuel, and now the second and third lines start to merge together, see if they can do something to catch up with that lead train. Again, let's remind that train: Kyle Moonen, Brennan Lacey, Joe Canellis, John Rayner, Steve Bixler, and Randy Shreves. Two different leaders so far in this race. Of course, Moonen started on pole. He's led every lap except for the first lap, which was led by Joe Canellis, as now double fire racing starts to commence. Look at the run here by the 161 of Terry Landis. Huge head of steam from his Krite Sim Racing / Aspire Sim Racing teammate in Preston Cranmer. So move the Desert Demon up to P7. Now let's see if everyone can sort things out. Landis also was one of the majority of drivers that pitted on lap number 7 to take fuel only, and he is joined by not just Preston Cranmer, but also Steven Goldner, who's looking to make his way back towards the front of the field. Next car in front of them is Steve Bixler in 6th, and this gives you an idea, and you're on board with Steven Goldner. The guys in the front of the field, they're basically dots right now ahead. Do have a race as well for the 10th spot. That's between Sigelkow and Krupa. As they're side by side, no one able to get a big run on each other. This helps out 70 close in on Mike Cranmer. the 30th Stephen Gollner pull away. These two going to be left out as Mr. Lonely as we start to see some racing also develop, I believe. Up near the front, yes, Steve Bixler and Randy Shreves racing for the 5th position, allowing the top 4 drivers to pull away. You don't want to be side by side for too long. At points here, from what we have seen early on here at the World Center of Racing, if I'm side by side with a driver, I think I would probably say let him go by, and I think Randy Shreves is letting Steve Bixler take the 5th position. So, somebody should give up early. That way, in that case, you don't lose too much momentum. If you're side by side, you lose too much momentum. If both of you decide to get off the gas and try and let the other guy go, you lose too much momentum once again. Because of that, Landis, Cranmer, and Gollner are each making their way up towards the front. Let's show you the time delta here in the last 5 laps. It's gone up and it's gone down. See how it looks this time by. Have to update it here for you real quick. But yeah, it's gone from 1.3 to 2.3 at its peak. More pack racing happening with Krupa leading this one. Jeremy Tate gives him a push on the outside. That's the race for 6th. And Jake Musso and Cody Graham are both in this pack. They're hanging out the back of it at the moment. Why don't we go on board here for a lap with your championship points leader? Looking to go 3 for 3 in the NASCAR title picture. We've seen drivers do top speeds here per the live time at a 2:07 in the draft. But obviously in a pack and not single file. Well, you can see there too at the same time the speedometer will go up and down. See about 190 in the corners. Obviously a little bit slower at points compared to Xfinity cars, sometimes even the Truck Series. Got to his outside, the 63 of his teammate, Joe Musso. We're hearing Andrew Krupersmith's brought number 45 onto pit road, and we have pit stops actually taking place. Kyle Moonen, Brendan Lacey, Randy Shreves, and Stephen Gollner all making their way onto the pit. So the drivers that pit on lap 7 obviously are going to stay out here as we have our 3rd lead change of the night. And you can see the pit stops happening on the bottom of your screen. Pull up the track map here for those of you wondering where your favorite driver is at home. And you can see for everyone it's 2 tires. 9.4 seconds stop for the 24 Moonen. Brendan Lacey goes 8.6. So now this top 3 slate. This all the Salty Dogs, Canellis, Rayner, and Bixler. Expecting them to come in shortly. The next 1 or 2 laps or so. The window here, 24 at maximum. Jake Butcher in the 85 is in, and he is Mr. Lonely. That is not what you want to go through, because that just costs you valuable track time, as Butcher is in for his stop for 2 tires and fuel, we would imagine. Decided to top it off, go full tank it away. So we expect your top 3 to come in here, and the leader to be Terry Landis in just a moment. Here they all come. Top 3 drivers all make their way onto pit road. So as we mentioned, that does put the Desert Demon out in front. We'll get to the ASR, KSR drivers in just a moment. You see Barry Gollner had a longer stop. I think he got penalized on pit road for speeding. But we're watching the Salty Dog drivers fuel only, and Canellis is away, and same with Bixler and Rayner. Mike Cranmer also on pit road in car number 70 as he makes his way back out on to the racetrack. But this is your top two out in front. Terry Landis in the 161, Preston Cranmer in the 07 as the strategy now begins here at Daytona. Let's pull up the pit strategy here amongst the top 7. Your top 9 drivers all pitting on lap number 7. We expect them all in the next 5 laps or so. So it should be around lap number 32, I should say. We expect the next slate to come in. And that's the top 9 drivers. From Kyle Moonen to Jake Musso, the gap is 25 seconds, in case you're keeping some score at home. That gap is winding down. Why? Because Jake Musso has 0 help, and Musso's coming in the pits again. Actually, he's going to make his second stop, I believe, right now. And based off this window, there are 26 laps remaining here at Daytona. Musso would not be good to go the distance from the looks of it. He would have to save fuel, and there you see he overshoots his pit box. That just makes everything even worse, adds insult to injury. A 10-second stop goes full tank. Now, if we have a green-white checkered, if we go to overtime, it's going to cost him even more time. So Jake Musso is 15th, and Cody Graham is currently scored in 7th, and he is in a huge pack right now, along with Krupa, Tate, Sigel, Olsen, and more. And they are screaming in on the 07 of Preston Cranmer. Why don't we compare lap times of the last 5 laps between the two? About a full second faster. And Krupa and Cranmer are 7.5 seconds further back. Now, they do have some help, though, from Randy Shreves and Jake Butcher, who they just put 1 lap down. So as we have 24 laps to go, the fuel window is open for drivers if they want to make their final stops. I'm going to shut up, turn up the volume. Let's crank it up here at Daytona. Up, caution, never mind. Yellow is out for the second time, and it's for Gary Sigelkow on the 24. And he has heavy front-end damage to that number Venom machine. Was running in the front of the field, and now this makes things even more interesting, because everyone could go the distance if we were not to have overtime. I bet you every driver is going to be pitting this time by and then pitting the next time by to top off. Let's see what happened here with Gary. Was right in that pack. Oh, he got turned off the front bumper of Roland Olsen, and Cody Graham got a piece of it too. You saw some damage off the 2. That's going to cost him valuable instant points. We'll lose the bonus for being clean. So everything has changed in this one. Jake Musso may have an opportunity to take this championship. There you see it there. Cody suffers the damage. Just speed shot here. Couple of heavy impacts that Sigelkow takes. A quickie on board here. Let's get this going here with Gary Sigelkow. Alrighty, pit road is open. And everybody, actually a lot of drivers are pitting except for the top 2 that pitted between lap 20 to 22. The rest of the drivers on the lead lap all on pit road. A bunch of them already out. Preston Cranmer leads Terry Landis, Jeremy Tate, John Krupa, and Roland Olsen. Alrighty. So as pit stops have concluded, While we're at it, let's know who you are rooting for in the chat, and we're going to see if we can talk to a driver here. Let's talk to the tin can. Let's talk with Joe Canellis here. Joe Dirt, it's Marty up in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, Marty, I copy you.
Alrighty, man. So, pitted on lap number 22. Do you have enough to go the distance? We calculate a fuel window of 24 laps coming on in.
When you want to know, no, Marty, I can't make it there. I'm going to follow the guys up in front of me, probably dive in when they do.
So, you're pretty much, at this point, praying for a caution flag to come out. You don't want it to go green to the end.
No, I can use a caution if we get that. I'll probably push it, but it's been a nice race so far, so I'm not sure that's happening.
Well, I got to ask you as well, your Salty Dog teammates have been running up well in Canellis, Bixler, Rayner. If so, what's it going to take to try and make a move past Moon and Golden or even Brennan Lacey at points?
I think we were just kind of biding our time, just sitting back there. I think we had some speed. If we stay together, we can definitely jump on that high line and push it, but just trying to stay clean and low right now.
Alrighty, sounds good. Well, we wish you the best of luck here, as I believe we're a lap away from going green.
Appreciate it, Marty.
Absolutely. That's one of the Salty Dogs, Joe Canellis. Joe Dirt in the number 1. As you see, the field is doubled up here after our second yellow of the evening. Update you real quick on where Cody Graham and Jake Musso are. So Cody had the pit, but remember the damage he had. Jake Musso now in 16th with a slight advantage here. As we get set to come back to green. It's a Bandy-Built front row in Kyle Moonen and Steven Gollner. Then it's a Salty Dog second row in Canellis and Bixler. Then a dog and a Bandy driver in row number 3. That's John Rayner and Brennan Lacey. Row number 4 is all KSR Aspire in Preston Cranmer and Terry Landis. Then round up the top 10, an Aspire driver and a GKM driver, Jeremy Tate and John Krupa. All right, now we're going to crank it up here, and this time we're going to do it for 2 laps here at Daytona. So we'll step aside real quick as we get set to come back to the green flag. Beautiful sunset in the background, too, here at Daytona. Oh, the big one breaks out. Lacey's involved. One up in the air. About 10 or a dozen of them involved as the third yellow flies. One on two wheels. It's Single Cow. The big one on lap number 32. As we do have a new leader in Joe Canellis. Alrighty, let's take a look at a replay and see what happened. First guy I have that crashed was Preston Cranmer. Let's look at this from an aerial shot. There's a lot of drivers are in. See, ooh, Rayner gave his teammate a bump draft and hooked him. That's what caused the smorgasbord, and Lacey had a miss. Every driver, I believe, was in it. With the exception of, I think, 4 drivers. Nope, never mind. Krupa was involved. Cody Graham, I don't know if he was in it. Jake Musso, I think, got a piece of that one, too. Let's take a look at a real-time angle. There you see it right there. That's a heavy rear end shot. Oh my gosh, Gary. Use the brakes, buddy, for Pete's sakes. That was a worse hit than Bixler had in the Xfinity race. All right, here's a speed shot. All right, we got a couple onboards here for you. Is everybody now paying to go the distance? Let's go with Preston Cranmer first. Let's go John Rayner. Steve Bixler. Gary Sigelcow. Oh, that was weird. Let's ride on board again. It's like he had no steering whatsoever. It darted to the left. It's like his controller died after the accident. All right, now a couple other onboards we do have to watch in this situation. We need to begin in this yellow with, first off, Cody Graham. Don't know if he's going to get an off track, but Cody Graham was able to miss this accident. And finally, we got it right on board with Jake Musso. It was also in the back with Cody. This is the advantage of hanging out in the back, having a lot of ways back. So your top 2 in the championship were able to dodge a bullet there. So we're ready to come back to the green flag. 16 circuits remain. And here's how they look for this restart. Joe Canellis and Kyle Moon in row number 1. Stephen Goldner, Jeremy Tate, row 2. Brendan Lacey and Joe Musso, row 3. Jake Butcher and Mike Cranmer, row 4. And Jake Musso and Terry Landis round out the top 10. And we have 15 laps of racing to go here. And everybody pitted on lap number 33. Which means everybody is good to go the distance here. All right, here we come back to green with 15 laps remaining. You saw Canellis able to tuck down, but watch closely at Moonen, Goldner, and Lacey. 3 Vanderbilt teammates lined up on the bottom, nose to tail, and Canellis maybe too far out in front as they come off of turn 2. I faked high in case he was going to go that way. And here comes Jeremy Tate for the race lead. Didn't see this one coming. The push coming from Joe Musso, and Cody Graham says it's time to party near the front. So Canellis continues to command the troops. Moonen and Tate race for second. Goldner and Joe Musso race for third. And Canellis able to find a way to hang on to it with 14 to go. There's that big bump that comes from Joe Musso to Jeremy Tate. And now the Vanderbilt drivers all clear. Slingshot, top shelf, where Mama hides the cookies. Here comes Kyle Moonen to go back out to the front of Daytona. And Canellis is left out to dry. He may get swarmed by Mike Cranmer and Jeremy Tate. Heck, the top 3 may get a huge gap on Canellis, Tate, and Mike Cranmer. But Joe's trying to hang in there with those Vanderbilt drivers. And it's Kyle Moonen back out front at Daytona. That's the 7th lead change of this race. 13 to go, and Canellis is back in there with the other 3 drivers. He's the low man out in that 4-car train. This is the Oklahoma Land Rush for 5th. And Cody Graham is up there in 12th. And you see Jake Musso in the bottom of that 61, scored in 11th. They're all thinking, come on, boys, let's just get single file here. There's a 1-second difference between Joe Musso and Joe Canellis. That's a notable second. That's a huge gap to think about. So that race for 5th, everybody's talking about right now. And so right now, the moral of this race so far today is be a team player, and that's what we are seeing out of Vanderbilt Racing. They've led the most laps. Kyle Moonen is the one that gets credited for leading the most laps in this one, obviously. Not Goldner and Lacey. They've actually yet to lead in this one. But they have been a team player, making sure they're in the top 3. And the gap is up to 1.4 seconds. Here's how these last few laps have looked. And that gap is getting higher and higher and higher. You may want to have a red-orange race car too, because those are the drivers that have been leading this pack today. And now they may find a way to go single file. The high side starting to dissipate between Tate, Graham, and Barry Goldner. I believe that is. That 36, and it is. So we're going to have to watch closely and see if that gap starts to turn down as we're in the final 10 laps. Now that we are in that phase, if this race is able to go green to checker, which I don't expect, I don't think Canellis is going to be a favorite to win in this one. He's likely going to be a huge underdog because it will be a Vanderbilt winner in this. And I bet you the Vanderbilt drivers are going to try and push each other until they get off at turn 4 and they have a winner guaranteed. We'll just have to see what happens. That gap is increased too to 1.4 seconds. If Canellis finds a way to get past all 3 Vanderbilt drivers, that could be the heist of the century. Even bigger than when Blake Chapman stole a win at Daytona, but it's going to change here. Yellow is out. Terry Landis. Cody Graham is involved in same with Jake Musso. And Cody Graham has already used the quick repair. Version 2 of the big one, and Cody Graham is involved. Jake Musso looked like may have gotten a piece of it, but did not spin out in that 61. And so this should give us about a 5-lap shootout to determine the winner in this one. So let's take a look at what happened here. All started up front with Terry Landis as he went around off of, I believe, Joe Musso and just wadded that second pack up. And there you see the spinning 2. Here it is in real time. Oh, man, a couple of heavy shots in the aftermath. One from Barry Goldner and one from Cullen Johnson, I think that is, in the 13. A lot of good race cars taken out of this one, that's for sure. Let's ride on board with, begin with Roland Olsen. Hollywood found one he couldn't miss. John Rayner. Let's remember, too, a lot of the drivers we're seeing in this accident were involved in the big one many laps ago. So they all may be done for the day here. This is Terry Landis. Let's go Jeremy Tate. Kyle Moonen on the apron. Is he saving fuel? Thought he was for a moment. Doesn't sound like it. All right, with 7 laps to go, the pressure is on for the drivers here, so I don't know if we're going to talk with anybody here. I think we're just going to let them all race, and while we're at it, let's take one final break here before we step aside. Stay with us at the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Alrighty. 5-lap shootout to decide your winner and champion in the World Center of Racing. Couple of updates. Cody Graham is still on track in the 15th position. And Jake Musso, who was able to avoid that accident, is in P7. Who's it going to be and how's this one going to be done? We're about to find out. Five laps to go. Let's do it. And you see Moonen able to hold serve. Oh no! Mike Cranmer is around in front of Joe Musso. And we're under caution. A good save from Mikey. But this one may put us into overtime. So this one, I think, may put us onto an overtime situation. We may have had some other drivers involved in this one, too. We will have to see. Alrighty, let's take a look. Oh, nope. Pardon me, that was the other accident. Here's what we want right here. Joe got the apron, caught the 70 of Mike Cranmer, and I think was that Jake Musso that dodged a bullet? That may have been. Let's take a ride. Wow. That may have helped him win this championship. We will have to see as Cody Graham's going to restart in the 10th spot. And obviously 2 accidents for Cody tonight he's been involved in. More loss of points for him. And we got some drivers coming in just, I think, to top off on Fuhrer or try and miss the big one. So if the lights are going off here, and they are not going to, which means we're going to get an overtime session once again. Our first of 2 attempts. And as you guys all know, if a caution flag comes out before the white, we'll try it one more time. If we get a white flag, then we go right to the checkers. Lights still on, which means we should go green next time, in about 2 laps from now. Again, while we're at it, let's get you your schedule for what's coming up. I haven't looked at it too much yet, but I think I will now. Hello to the Bassman. Roger Craig is tuned in on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. I just looked at your message as I've been focused on the racing here this evening, Roger. And so here's what we got coming up tomorrow. Friday Night Lights at Knoxville on Got Your 6 Racing Network with the small blocks, Pro Late models, and 360 sprint cars. Here's what's going to happen for this opening week. Sunday is a new edition of Sunday Fun Day, which means points will not count. We've got GT3s at the Charlotte Roval. Monday night, your normal Monday Night Madness 360 sprint cars with a twist, though. We begin at 6:45 with Open 358 Modifieds at Lernerville. That will follow up with our traditional sprint cars at Lernerville Speedway with the Rebels and the Renegades. Raiders and Rebels become one. Tuesday night meant for special events. Stay tuned for that. Wednesday night, the Hometown Heroes with 305s, 360s, and midgets at Cedar Lake, followed by truck action at Kentucky. Thursday Night Thunder. We've got small blocks, big blocks, pro late models at Fallujah, next gens as well at Kentucky. Stay tuned for that. And then Friday Night Lights at Lanier. Excited to be back for Mondays once again. Excited to welcome some new partners as well onto the family. Stay tuned for that, as Roger and his team has been doing a great job when it comes to that. Highest salty dog right now is Joe Canellis in 4, trying to put the team on their back as we're set for our first of 2 green-white checkers. It's our 5th caution of the day. Kyle Moonen leading Stephen Gollner, that's row 1. Brennan Lacey, Joe Canellis, row 2. Row 3, Jake Musso, Preston Cranmer. Row 4, Joe Musso, John Krupa. And row 5, Terry Landis and Roland Olson. 5 miles remain. At least. Let's see what happens here. It's got green, white, checkered. Let's see here if Gollner is able to get a run on the bottom here. And tuck in front of Lacey. Let's see if a hole develops. That's bottom side may have something set up, but Canellis decides to go to the outside. I'm not sure about that. Because if he gives Stephen Gollner the race lead, he cuts down low, and Canellis doesn't have any help. But Joe has a hole down low if he takes it. There he goes. Big hole. Oh, Stephen goes around in front of Canellis. Oh, no. Caution is out, and he's going to take one for the team to make sure that Vanderbilt gets this dang win. Oh, man, you hate to see it for Stephen Gollner. And look at the damage on Joe Canellis as he's got something dragging under that Mustang. Dang it. That was a great move from Canellis. Gollner just was not clear, unfortunately. I'm going to show this to you in slow motion. Gonna look from an aerial shot. Yeah, Canellis was there, and Gollner just wasn't clear. See, Lacey gets a small piece, and another miss from Jake Musso. This GKM team with Jake, Joe, and Krupa, do not count them out, because right now, they've got the advantage 3-on-2 on Moonen and Lacey. So, just something to keep your eye on here. All right, let's ride on board here first with Canellis. And we'll go Stephen Gollner here as well. And you could just hear with the way the engine is, just keeping it in reverse. Steven is just speechless. Canellis and Golner, though, they can use a quick repair. They are still in this race. I'm glad I said at least. Because now, if we get a caution flag before the white, this race is over, and whoever is out in front will win it. We've had 3 different leaders in this race so far today. Kyle Moonen, Joe Canellis, Terry Landis. Kyle Moonen is dominating this race from the front. Whether he's been in the front, whether he's been mid-pack, he has led the most laps today. Can he put that Hardee's throwback in victory lane? Hardee's, though, does sound good. I had it for breakfast on my way back from Knoxville. As breakfast was already closed, I had to sleep in because my flight was delayed. Y'all know that story. So I'm like, you know what? Why not? Let's just grab some Hardee's for breakfast. The bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, the bacon, egg, and cheese croissant, always good. All right, so is this going to be 1 to green this time? I would expect it to be. All righty. So again, as I mentioned, you have to keep your eyes on the GKM drivers. Vanderbilt is split on the front row. Lacey may be able to find a hole behind Kyle Moonen, but that GKM team inside rows 2 and 3, they could team up with Krupa here. You also have the Aspire Sim Racing team. Cranmer, Landis, Butcher, and Mike Cranmer. They're the underdogs here in this deal. Again, final restart of the night at Daytona. Alrighty, folks. If the caution comes out before the white, this race is over. If we go to the white flag, there is a bonus lap. And that's that final lap coming up. Hold on to your seats, folks. It's gonna be a wild ride coming to the end. So Moonen there gets the jump on Lacey. He's not clear. Look at the run for Jake Musso. Gives the push. Lacey tries to make contact with the 61. Side draft him as much as he can. The Mussos may have something. And I can't remember which Musso it was that pushed Cody the Checkers in the Xfinity race, but somebody may be pushing Jake, and it's not Joe, because the two are side by side. Does Jake make the switch up to the outside? Gonna see what happens, but now Lacey has the two split up. Krupa, though, is behind the 63 of Musso. So we're coming to the white flag. One more lap remains at Daytona. There's a bump draft from Musso in the 61. Looking to win this championship. Cody Graham in 12th. This one's far from over, though. Lacey feels the wrath of Joe Musso. 3 wide further back. Top 4 all single file. Who makes the move here? Musso's losing some space. Remember, if Jake goes up top, Joe may go up top, but you know Lacey's going to work with Moon to the end. Mike Cranmer inside for the 4th position. Everyone leaving no gap amongst the front for 3. Under a mile away from home. Wild sprint to the finish line. Who's going to win this one? Slingshot outside for Jake Musso. Kyle Moonen takes the win at Daytona. Who's the champion, though? It seems like it could be Jake Musso. We're going to wait and see. But Kyle Moonen dominating this race here today. Takes the championship with a heck of a push from Brendan Lacey. And again, waiting to update all the point standings. Everybody, I believe, has crossed the start-finish line. And they have, so our man on the scene, Patrick Spangler, is going to work to give us the final tally. Cody Graham with a 12th place finish, but keep in mind the damage. Jake Musso finishing 3rd tonight. And we know Moonen's about to light the tires up. We still have no word yet, and while we're at it, let's cue up the results here from tonight. So Moonen's the winner by a 1/10 of a second on teammate Brendan Lacey. Jake Musso 3rd, Mike Cranmer 4th, Joe Musso 5th, 6th Preston Cranmer, 7th John Krupa, 8th Jake Butcher, 9th Roland Olson, and 10th Terry Landis. How about that finish from Mike Cranmer? Good for him. Finishing 4th, doing 1 for that Aspire Sim Racing team. Let's look at the rest of the field. Finishing in 21st tonight was Gary Sigelkow. It's official, folks. Jake Musso, your next gen champion. So congratulations to the Moose for getting this one done. He gets to light up some smoke this evening. And you know what? He's the only guy in here where actually, as I say that, Brendan Lacey and Kyle Moonen just joined, and same with Stephen Gollner. We're gonna bring in Brendan Lacey right now. We're gonna save the champion for last, and we'll talk with Brendan Lacey first. Brendan, first off, it's about damn time I got to talk to you. It's been so long. But let's talk about those final laps. Was your game plan at the end just to push Kyle to the win?
Yeah, my game plan was let's let the 30 car in here and see if old Crew Chief could do something, but that plan failed miserably. So plan B was, let's just see if we can get the 24 car in victory lane. So we were able to get that thing up there and ran up front all night, which I'm glad to do that. It was a lot less stressful.
I mean, you just mentioned that. You guys were dominant in this one. I mean, as well, if you look at that final laps, I think it was between 7 laps to go. You 3 and Canellas had that breakaway. Is this a team win for Vanderbilt tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I know that Gollner wasn't able to finish up there, just trying to fit gaps there at the end, which we had to. That was a move we thought we had to make there. But, Joe was right there too and fit a gap, and, it was there. So I can't blame him for trying there. But, it was just we had dominant all night. I mean, once Gollner got up there, we had that huge gap. I mean, it was wild to see us breaking away and almost breaking away from Joe. So that was big for us to just be up to click off laps and let her eat up there. So that's what we were able to do.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to on the run?
Big shout-out to Vanderbilt as always. Appreciate Steven being there, Moonen as well. We had Jesse in there. Barry was back a little bit. It's good to have all them boys in there when we're running these big plate races. thank you for coming on doing this. But, I'm glad I can finally get back up in here. I feel like it's been a year.
I know, right? Oh my gosh, it's been forever. Hopefully we can do some more talking during the Monday nights, all right?
Yeah, I feel you there.
Yeah. All right, man. Good to talk to you. Nice run tonight.
Yes, I appreciate you.
Brendan Lacey with a second place finish. Let's go to the Money King, Kyle Moonen, who's in victory lane. A dominant effort by you tonight, sir. How about it?
Yeah, it was wasn't too bad really. I wasn't too excited about starting where I was, and somehow it stayed a single lane, pretty much a whole night, and I definitely had some good help from my teammates there.
You said you were a little bit too nervous. Did you believe coming off of turn number 2 or even on the restart with the GKM guys behind you, did you believe you were a sitting duck?
I did a little bit. Yeah, I knew if Goldner or Lacey didn't get behind me, I'd be in trouble for the most part, or I thought anyway, but thankfully, I don't know why the second lane didn't get going for the most part, but it didn't, and that kind of worked out. So
Nobody has a dominant performance at Daytona. Like, nobody leads like what? I don't know how many laps it was, like 60 or 70 laps he led here tonight. Or, I'm sorry, I'm thinking of a 100-lap race. Nobody leads like 30 or 40 laps like you did tonight. What can you say about this dominant run?
I'm just as surprised as you are, to be honest with you. That's why I wasn't super excited about, being where I was the whole night, but for some reason it stayed pretty much at one lane, and got kind of lucky, I suppose.
Who do you want to give shout outs to on the run?
Just all the guys at Vanderbilt, especially Lacey and Goldner. They definitely helped, push me and keep it where I was. So thanks to them, and thanks to you guys for the broadcast and everyone that helps put on the league.
Alrighty. Well, we will let you go. Congratulations on the win. Enjoy it. And hopefully I'll be talking to you a lot on Mondays coming up.
Yeah, we're going to try getting back into the dirt stuff a little bit more. So hopefully we'll talk to you more then.
Good to hear. All right, man. Have a good one.
All right, thanks. You too.
All right. Now we go to the man of the hour, Jake Musso, your next-gen champion. How does this one feel, man?
It feels pretty good. After last week, I thought I was going to have a bigger gap, but unfortunately I was leading the Watkins Glen race. It was pretty quick, and my internet went out, so I was pretty bummed on that. So I was kind of freaking out that I was going to lose the championship because of that. But no, it feels great. A lot of carnage tonight. I would never won it without all those wrecks, which unfortunate there. All of my teammates were getting just drilled tonight, and I unfortunately got 8X, and I thought my race was over. But glad I was able to battle up to the front with my damage and then fight for a win. But just had too much damage there at the end to pull out behind on the right side of Moonen to make a move. But yeah, just glad we kept it in one piece towards the end.
That spin with Mike Cranmer that happened right in front of you, I thought you were out of it. Did you think you were out of it too?
Yeah, I thought once Joe got pushed way below the yellow line from Mike, I thought Joe was going to come up and just smoke us all. So I was trying to get high as I can, and then Preston was right there. So I'm like, I'm sandwiched. I'm done. And I almost got right hooked by Preston, but my car kept straight. I was thanking God there. I was like, all right, cool. We can just win this thing now. So, yeah, I thought my race was over. Unfortunate Joe got more instant points there to hinder his championship run.
How you going to enjoy this one tonight?
I'm not sure. Probably going to go play the new Warzone and just tell my friends how I actually won something once in a while. So that's actually pretty cool.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
All the boys at GKM Racing. They've had a great season. Cody picking up the trial championship is huge. He swept them all, so it's huge for our team. Just glad we got a real good bunch of guys over there. They're always fast every week, and I like to thank you for great broadcast. Love going back and watching it. It's an absolute blast. And then Roger and everybody that admins coast to coast. It's a really fun league to run in. The racing's good. Sometimes it's a little wreck fest, but sometimes it plays out in your favor.
Enjoy it, man. Congratulations. You're the next gen champion. You deserve it. Great job.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Jake Musso gets it done this evening at Daytona, ladies and gentlemen. How about a great performance for him? So with that being said, we're going to call it adieu here. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow night for Friday Night Lights. And with that, I will be talking to you guys on Monday. On behalf of everyone at the Coast to Coast Racing League, Roger Craig, Preston Kramer, and the great group of admins, all the fine drivers and sponsors. Shout out to Brett Wheeler working on dirt tonight. I'm Marty Sakala. Sign off. Thanks for joining us. Kyle Mooney, your winner in Next Gens at Daytona. So long, everyone.